Shout out to the Twitch chat, Kappa. So, it looks like we're about to go into our first game of the winners match, which is Foxer versus Team Ascension Pro's Creature. It's going to be on Catalina. I definitely feel that Catalina is Terran favored in this matchup. It very droppable. It is very open in the middle. Terran can just kind of set up a good position and force the Protoss to attack into their concave. That's never what you really want to do as Protoss.
Yeah, that's a pretty accurate assessment. The bases for at least the Protoss's expansion pattern are very open. So which third do you take, and how are you going to defend drops when you take that third is the prime way this plays out on this map in this matchup.
Yeah.
And also it's a pretty unique map in that regard. Just like how differently the games can play out just based on where/if you even take your third.
Also, the way the main is designed and the strength of Reapers, it's very easy for the Terran to get a really nice scout off on what the Protoss is doing and prepare accordingly. I know a lot of the struggle, at least for me in TVP, is kind of identifying what weird build is coming at me from the Protoss, and you have to know in time to react accordingly. It just helps a ton on this map if you can just kind of see the whole base with your Reaper.
Yep. So we are ready to go into this game. Any predictions, assuming you don't know? So I asked Hawkeye if he had any predictions, and he's just like, no, I know what happens, instead of being like all-knowing and awesome. He could have found anything with that question, and he's just like, no, I don't want to look cool, whatever.
I mean, I don't know if I remember seeing the score of this series, but I'd have to see all the maps to make a prediction. But at least on Catalina, Foxer is known to do some pretty weird stuff.
I see.
And it's hard to say because Creature, being as good of a player as he is, might know the correct response to it. But it seems like whenever I watch Foxer stream, he just kind of rolls over people with his quote-unquote unorthodox playstyle.
Unorthodox. That's pretty good for Foxer. Yeah, I had a ZVT qualifier on this map, and I got Reapers for days. That was the strategy the Terran chose, and it was a really awkward game because I made roaches. But anyway, just another thing, because there are so many places for Reapers / Blink Stalkers to get in your main, and the mains are huge. They're legitimately big.
So we never did intros, so let's do those really quick.
All right.
Spawning in the 5 o'clock position. It's the Orange Terran. Playing for Rival Gaming. It's actually teamless during the time these matches were played, but he is indeed on Rival. It is Foxer.
I see. And spawning at high noon, it's Team Ascension Pro's Creature. And they're just talking about the respective strength of the other players in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually know how good My Insanity's Penguin is, but I assume, being on My Insanity, he's not horrible.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite a pro, quote unquote pro player, but I know he's during the time these games were played, he was in Korea, and I imagine he wasn't there by himself. He was there with his teammates, and there are some pretty good Zergs on My Insanity, so he probably picks up quite a few pointers from them.
Definitely. Kane and
Saxary.
Others. Patreus is on My Insanity now, isn't he?
Oh, he is now, huh? Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Easy to forget the Kiwis because they're used to playing upside down.
Yes.
Anyway, so what's going on in this game? I see 1 base and 2 gases and 2 barracks.
And
Does
there's
Creature know
your answer.
what this is right now?
He should. He really should. He sees 2 reactors. Like there's with 2 gases. There's really only one thing that can kind of come out of this.
So what's the proper response for a Protoss player right now? Just make some awkward SimCity like we have with his Gateway and Cybercore, so Reapers can't get out
That's
of
really
the barrel
good.
in 2 ways.
Photon Overcharge is really good against Reapers and Stalkers, but you kind of
I
have to
don't.
get some tech out before the
Yeah.
Reapers snowball. You either have to you have to snipe a few Reapers or get like Immortals are really good, and just a lot of Stalkers, honestly.
Personally, I don't know any Protosses who use Photon Overcharge. It seems like it's not very good in the early game. And most players who try it end up just losing.
Yeah, Photon Overcharge, you don't want to use it against 1 or 2 Reapers, but once you see more, you kind of it buys you a lot of time. Like you get 2 full warpins.
How many shots does it take a Photon Overcharge to kill a Reaper? 2?
I'm actually not sure.
Well, we will learn, probably. Since Foxer's doing Reapers for days!
Mm-hmm. You should trademark that build.
Maybe. He's got a... I would assume he's got to go soon, because he's got 5 coming out with... Or, I guess that's 6, 7, 8, 9... About to be 10 Reapers.
Yeah, he's pooling them. I think he wanted to make Creature think that because he got scouted, he was going to try to transition.
Yeah.
But he's just going to come in with surprise 6 Reapers, and he's definitely going to force the overcharge here.
Yeah, and he'll be able to pick up.
Yep, there it goes.
It will take 4, because this Reaper is still at more than half health. So now, obviously, he shouldn't Photon Overcharge because he can't, but, like, is this the right thing to do here? Go take out the natural and stand under this? He does get a Reaper.
You're not going to kill the natural, usually, if the Protoss player reacts accordingly. It takes Reapers a long time to kill buildings. This isn't Wings of Liberty. So he's kind of just rallying all of his probes into his main, protected by Photon Overcharge. And he's just going to try to build up some more Stalkers. And Blink is going to be really nice here, because you can kind of... Blink Micro is good against units that don't do a ton of damage.
Indeed. But he is getting a lot of the gas probes here, so he's doing quite a lot of damage. He's going to get...
Probes are being pulled. 7 workers, 8... yeah, just picking up a bunch of probes. He got 9 workers so far.
And now it would seem like, based on this, that Foxer has made pretty good strides into taking a lead in this game. But I feel like he needed to do more damage with how hard he committed.
The Reapers are still alive, though.
Yeah.
Creature definitely has a tech advantage right now, with Blink almost done. He's just got to buy some time. He's actually getting quite a few Stalkers, so the Blink attack is going to be a lot less scary. But yeah, Foxer still just needs to catch up in tech, mainly with Stim. Yeah, Stim is starting right now, and he's making 2 Marauders at a time.
Yeah, and he's up to 4 barracks, and Starport's just started, so... we'll see. How would you assess who's winning at this point?
I'd say Creature had a narrow window to attack with Blink Stalkers, but his daily count is pretty low. I think that Foxer is pretty far ahead right now.
Okay. Yeah, it was really key for him to pick off that many Stalkers. Just, it resets the damage output that the Protoss player can put on, and it's buying him so much time. So now these Stalkers have to awkwardly dance around, and Foxer's coming up with a pretty sizable Bioforce here that could end the game, because Photon Overcharge is quite a ways off. The Mothership Core only has 57 energy right now, so...
Yeah, so he did a nice job baiting... Yeah,
he's
baiting
baited
these
Stalkers out of his base, and now he's going to go kill the natural and Mothership Core first, and quite a few probes. This could spell the end for a Creature. because now the Reapers are back into the main base, finding probes and one Stalker. So Blink is
He
very
did.
helpful in keeping everything alive, but
There's no stim yet though for Foxer, which is kind of a big deal. It lets
yeah,
these stalkers be super effective, but he's honestly just I think he's done a ton of economic damage, like enough to be safe to any sort of
he's
blink
killed
attack.
8 probes and the mothership core, and he should, at the last second, tap this Nexus down and get out of there. He's got a dropship. He's got pretty much everything a Terran player wants right now. He's got a lot of Marauders for these Stalkers, and what do you make at this
Stim.
point when you're the Protoss player?
Yeah, stim just kicked in. It's really hard to
Stim and GG's out of the game. Well played by Foxer.
yeah, it's really hard to judge as a Protoss player how to react to this build, mainly because it's so non-standard. It's like when a new sort of cheesy build pops up,
Yeah.
you don't really know exactly how to react.
So put yourself in both players' shoes right now. What do you do if you're Foxer in game 2, knowing that the map is Deadwing? And what do you do for Creature, knowing that the map is Deadwing? For game 2, based on how the first game just went.
So that is a pretty map specific build. There's maybe Inferno pools you could also do the same, but there's no other map that's good for that is that good for Reapers. Like Deadwing right now is not. I would be shocked to see the same build. If I was Creature, I would just play really safe. Look to get some early scouting.